And our first special guest is the current offensive coordinator, Aaron Roderick, the original A-Rod, people. He is with us. A-Rod, good to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
So when you see these guys doing their play calling and trying to come out here and run some plays on an hour's
I'm
work.
criticizing every call. Worst play call ever. What an idiot. Yeah.
There's Blaine going deep. And
and he's picked off.
Interception.
See, now that wasn't the play call. That's just Blaine just
That was
need a little more
an
mustard
audible
on that one.
He's still, look, he can't believe. He can't believe the wind came up and grabbed that ball and cut it down like that.
Juergens with the interception.
What's this like for you, this big event, to kind of wrap up spring and get fans out here to smell some football?
Yeah, it's fun to have fans in the stands. We really appreciate our fans, man. We're tough to beat at home, and they're a big part of the reason why. And so it's fun to have people in the stands, and then it's great to see old teammates and guys that I didn't play with that I enjoyed watching. And then there's a few guys here that I coached, so it's really a fun day.
When Lassiter got his touchdown over here to beat Oklahoma State, and you're up there making the call, what was that moment like for you?
I enjoyed it more later.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in those moments, I don't feel a lot. I'm kind of on autopilot. I do what I do, and I don't get too high or low usually. But I didn't sleep that night, I'll tell you that. I got home and I rewatched the whole game.
Like the rest of us.
I think I finally fell asleep at 5 or 6 o'clock the next morning because I was just so wired from the win. Yeah.
What a moment.
All right, let's let's pause this conversation for a moment because we need A-Rod to be with us as we go back and relive the interception with Blaine Fowler that just happened.
Well, I've seen Blaine throwing. He's been throwing a little bit in the IPF after practice with Gavin, and he's been throwing the ball pretty well. So I think that one just got away from him a little bit.
He can still spin it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get Blaine's earpiece. Here we go. This is live mic on the interception.
I'm sorry.
I thought he was running a corner.
He blames the receiver right out of the gate.
I was just throwing. I said, "What's he got?" He goes, "Corner."
Classic quarterback move, A-Rod.
It wasn't his fault.
Jake used that line a few times last year, too.
We're going to talk to Jake a bit later. How was his spring?
One of the first things we teach the quarterbacks is if you throw a pick, say, I thought you were going to do something else, and then.
That's wise. That's wise.
Veteran move.
Yeah.
How was Jake's spring?
Very good spring. Yeah, he's playing like a veteran player, like I expect him to, and I just think all the ball he's played is starting to show up. And the game is slowing down for him, and I think we've made some good adjustments to our offense too. Now that we know him better, we know some things he does well, and I think the way we're using our players is putting him in good positions for success.
All right, Team Royal back to work here with Brandon Doman at quarterback.
Doman can still sling it.
Yeah, Doman, he's an athlete.
A little adjustment at the line there.
One of BYU's first real dual threats.
Oh yeah, I was
down the seam, Cody Hoffman.
I was fortunate enough to be a GA when Brandon was senior year, that 12-2 team. He was a heck of a player.
He was a runner and a thrower. Jake ran for a lot of yards, picked up some good number of touchdowns last year, but you don't want him running as much. How do you manage Jake being elusive and yet conservative?
That's a great question. We want to. The threat of the quarterback running is a part of our offense. We feel like that really limits the defensive coordinator's call sheet. You don't want to have too many exotic things if the quarterback can just take off and go. And so it's part of our offense, but we need to manage it wisely to keep Jake healthy for sure.
Here's Doman.
And Brandon.
Feed in the middle.
Okay, a little across the body throw there.
Little rhythm going here.
Matt Edwards. Okay, it's good to have an Edwards back in Lavelle Edwards Stadium.
You have to have an Edwards out there. He said he was going to get Edwards the ball. He said, I got Lavelle's grandson out here. I'm getting him the football.
This guy out here, just come out here and run a little 12-yard stop. Let's go.
Is this how you do it? You just draw some out and say.
A live look in there on the play call and design.
All right.
Royal moving the ball down the field. The first time we've seen any type of cohesion from either offense.
Got a man in motion.
And Doman again down the middle of the field. Oh! Almost picked up by Austin Lee.
Well, Lee told us as he was running by, he was gearing up. Colby Pearson, the intended target. Doman blaming himself. There's the difference right there.
Yeah.
Blaine said he ran a round route. Doman's like, that's me. That's me. I got that.
Aaron Roderick, BYU's offensive coordinator, is with us during the alumni flag football game. As we look one more time at Brandon Doman trying to split the defense, go down the seam to Colby Pearson. Back to Jake Heaps. I've talked to a bunch of his teammates, and you said like he's playing like a veteran. They've all mentioned his leadership role, like just how it's gone to another level. What are you seeing there?
Well, Jake, when he first got here, Jake's pretty brash. You guys know he's got a little bit of East Coast in him. His family's from the East Coast, and he's when he first got here, the guys didn't know him yet. He hadn't done anything yet, and I think at first it was like, wow, he's a lot. And then when they saw him start to play and compete and do things on the field, then the guys started to get him a little more. And now I think that now that he's had a good year and got some games under his belt, he's sort of earned the right now to lead the way and say what he wants to say. And
there he is right there, saying what he wants to say.
He keeps practice fun for sure. I mean, he's chirping at the defense and they're chirping at him, and it's all in good competition. But it's been a fun spring that way, and I expect him to have a great year.
In the Steve Young story, he said he was once the 8th string quarterback. Well, you only have 3,
yeah.
right? The third string is like, hey, I got a shot here.
It's really tough. These new roster limitations are going to be a challenge, and there's going to be teams that simply, like good football teams, that might just run out of players at a key position. It's going to be part of the equation now as we get into this next season.
Ooh, how about
Charlie
that?
Peterson with the throw, and Cauley with